Good evening, friends. Pinvatuni. Welcome to our online broadcast here from the London Mindfulness Meditation Center. As you know, during this Friends Retreat, we have begun to go live again until our Katina robe offering ceremony, which is scheduled for 29th of October. So we go live during this Friends Retreat, enabling you to participate in religious observance throughout, as well as to commit yourself daily if possible, from home or wherever you are. And whilst engaging in religious observance, we also take the opportunity to dedicate it to our loved ones or bless our loved ones, and also enabling you to participate by sponsoring and making this event worthwhile, a meritorious deed, or even a paramita. So during the Rains Retreat, it is customary that devotees get closer to the Sangha by engaging in religious observances, whether it is Dhamma discussion, whether it is meditation, or otherwise. So it serves a great purpose for your own well-being. So therefore we commit ourselves as best as possible to go live daily, sharing with you our worship. Today the puja is sponsored by Mrs. Nandini Tadanyamma, who have come to the Vihara with their children, Chamari, Mohan, as well as grandson Minuka, and in-laws are participating from home, and Sanuka as well. And the intention is to bless herself and family members, especially celebrating her birthday. It falls today, so we wish Amma a very happy birthday. The London Mindfulness Meditation Center community, the congregation, and ourselves wish you a very happy birthday. May you be blessed with good health throughout. May all your righteous aspirations be fulfilled, and may you and your loved ones be blessed with every happiness. And we are also joined by Ridma from California, who would like to bless her children, Kavisha, Chatu, and Pasindu, with every happiness, good health, and may all children be blessed with happiness. May their righteous aspirations also be fulfilled. So bearing those righteous intentions, let us begin our worship by observing precepts. Please say Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arhato Samma Sambuddhassa 3 times. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinnādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kāmesu micchācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. සුරාමේරය මජ්ජපමා දට්ඨානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. තිසරණේන සද්ධෙන් පංචශීලං ධම්මං සාදුකං සුරක්ඛිතං කତ୍වා අපමාදේන සම්පාදේ තබ්බං. Let us worship the Buddha together. එකට වන්දනා කරමු. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. ඉතිපිසෝ භගවා අරහං සම්මා සම්බුද්ධෝ විජ්ජාචරණ සම්පන්නෝ සුගතෝ ලෝකවිදු අනුත්තරෝ පුරිස ධම්මසාරති සත්තා දේව මනස්සානං බුද්ධෝ භගවාති. බුද්ධං ජීවිත පරියන්තං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි. ස්වාක්ඛාතෝ භගවතා ධම්මෝ සම්දිත්තිකෝ අකාලිකෝ ඒහිපස්සිකෝ ඕපනයිකෝ පච්චත්තං වේදිතබ්බෝ විඤ්ඤෝහිති. ධම්මං ජීවිත පරියන්තං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි. සුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතු ශාවක සංඝෝ උජුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතු ශාවක සංඝෝ ඥායපටිපන්නෝ භගවතු ශාවක සංඝෝ සාමීචිපටිපන්නෝ භගවතු ශාවක සංඝෝ යදිදං චත්තාරි පුරිස යුගානි අට්ඨ පුරිස පුග්ගලා ඒස භගවතු ශාවක සංඝෝ ආහුනේයෝ පාහුනේයෝ දක්ඛිනේයෝ අංජලි කරණීයෝ අනුත්තරං පුඤ්ඤක්ඛෙත්තං ලෝකස්සාති. සංඝං ජීවිත පරියන්තං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි. කනසාරපදිත්තේන දීපේන තමදංසිනා තිලෝක දීපං සම්බුද්ධං පූජයාමි තමෝනුදං. වන්න ගන්ධ ගුණපේතං ඒතං කුසුම සන්තතින් පූජයාමි මුනින්දස්ස සිරිපාද සරෝරුහේ. පූජේමි බුද්ධං කුසුමේන නේන පුඤ්ඤේන මේතේන ච හෝතු මොක්ඛං පුප්පං මිලායාති යතා ඉදම්මේ කායෝ තථායාති විනාශ භාවං. අදේවාසේතුනෝ භන්තේ පානීයං පරිකප්පිතං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පටිගන්හාතු උත්තම අදේවාසේතුනෝ බන්තේ ගිලාන පච්චයං ඉමං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පටිගන්හාතු උත්තම අදේවාසේතුනෝ බන්තේ පේසජ්ජං පරිකප්පිතං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පටිගන්හාතු උත්තම වන්දාමි චේතියං සම්බං සම්බඨානේසු පතිට්ඨිතං සාරීරික ධාතු මහා බෝධින් බුද්ධ රූපං සකලං සදා යස්ස මූලේ නිසින්නෝව සම්බාරි විජයං අකා පත සබ්බඤ්ඤතං සත්තා වන්දේ තං බෝධිපාදපං ඉමේතේ මහා බෝධි ලෝකනාතේන පූජිතා අහං පිතේ නමස්සාමි බෝධි රාජා නමත්තේ කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං අච්චයං කමමේ බන්තේ පුරි පඤ්ඤ තථාගත කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං අච්චයං කමමේ ධම්ම සන්දිට්ඨික කාලික කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං අච්චයං කමමේ සංඝ සුපටිපන්න අනුත්තර එතාවතාච අම්හෙහි සම්බතං පුඤ්ඤ සම්පදං සබ්බේ දේවා අනුමෝදන්තු සබ්බ සම්පත්ති සිද්ධියා එතාවතාච අම්හෙහි සම්බතං පුඤ්ඤ සම්පදං සබ්බේ භූතා අනුමෝදන්තු සබ්බ සම්පත්ති සිද්ධියා එතාවතාච අම්හෙහි සම්බතං පුඤ්ඤ සම්පදං සබ්බේ සත්තා අනුමෝදන්තු සබ්බ සම්පත්ති සිද්ධියා ඉදම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉමිනා පුඤ්ඤ කම්මේන මාමේ බාල සමාගමෝ සතං සමාගමෝ හෝතු යාව නිපානපත්තියා ඉදම්මේ පුඤ්ඤං ආසවක්ඛයා වහං හෝතු සම්බ දුක්ඛා පමුංචතු So we are now going to chant the Ratana Sutta, Metta Sutta, and Jinapanjara Sutta. We wish you every happiness. We wish you and your loved ones every happiness. If you are dedicating this to your loved ones, if they are ill, and if you are ill, we wish you speedy recovery. May all the treatment you are taking or they are taking be successful for your complete recovery. So we wish you soon every happiness come to you. We wish every happiness be upon you and your loved ones. You can share our link to dedicate the chanting if you need so. So we also wish our sponsors, Mrs. Nandani Tadani Amma, who is celebrating her birthday today, and she has come to the Vihara with her children to participate in this worship. So may Amma be blessed with good health and happiness. May all her righteous aspirations be fulfilled. May she have every happiness throughout and enjoy life. So we also bless her children, Chamri, Mohan and Guy. May they also be blessed with good and happiness, and all in-laws and grandchildren, may they be blessed with good health and happiness. So as mentioned earlier, we also blessing Ritma, Kavisha and Pasindu. So their mother Kalyani from California, I would like to bless them, their children, with every happiness. May all their righteous aspirations be fulfilled. May the career or any progression they are looking forward to be successful. May they have successful future, and most importantly, may they have every happiness in their lives. So with such righteous intention, we bless everyone. Please chant with us if you are comfortable. If not, listen to the chanting with great attention and respect, bearing all our righteous intentions as mentioned before. So please listen to the chanting with great attention. Samanta Chakravalesu Atra Gacchantu Devata Saddhammang Munirajassa Sunantu Sagga Mokkadang Paritta Savana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta Paritta Savana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta Paritta Dhammasavana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta Namo Tassa Bhagavatu Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavatu Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavatu Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Yani Bhutani Samagatani Bummani Vayani Antalikke Sambeva Bhuta Sumana Bhavantu Atopi Sakkacca Sunantu Bhasitang Tasmahi Bhutani Samita Sabbe Mettang Karota Manusiya Pajaya Divacarato Chaharanti Ye Baling Tasmahine Rakkata Appamatta Yang kinci vittang idevahurang va sagge suvayang ratanang panitang nano samang atti tathagatena idampi buddhe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvattiyotu Khayang viragang ametang panitang yadajjaga sakya muni samahito නතේන ධම්මේන සමත්ති කිංචි ඉදම්පි ධම්මේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු යං බුද්ධ සෙට්ඨ පරිවන්නයි සුචින් සමාධිමානන්තරි කඤ්ඤමාහු සමාධිනාතේන සමෝන විජ්ජති ඉදම්පි ධම්මේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු යේ පුග්ගලා අට්ඨසතං පසත්තා චත්තාරි ඒතානි යුගානි හොන්ති තේ දක්ඛිනේයා සුගතස්ස ශාවකා ඒතේසු දින්නානි මහප්පලානි ඉදම්පි සංඝේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු යේසුප්පයුත්තා මනසා දල්හේන නිකාමිනු ගෝතම සාසනම්හි තේ පත්තිපත්තා අමතං විගය්‍ය ලද්ධා මුදා නිබ්බුතින් බුඤ්ජමානා ඉදම්පි සංඝේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු යතින්ද කිලෝ පඨවින් සිතෝසියා චතුම්බි වාතේභිය සම්පකම්පියෝ තතපමං සප්පුරිසං වදාමි යෝ ආරිය සච්චානිය වෙච්ච පස්සති ඉදම්පි සංඝේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු යේ ආරිය සච්චානි විභාවයන්ති ගම්භීර පඤ්ඤේන සුදේසිතානි කිංචාපිතේ හොන්ති බුසප්පමත්තා නතේ භවං අට්ඨමං ආදියන්ති ඉදම්පි සංඝේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු සහවස්ස දස්සන සම්පදාය තයස්සු ධම්මා ජහිතා භවන්ති සක්කාය දිට්ඨි විචිකිච්ඡිතං ච සීලබ්බතං වාපිය දත්ති කිංචි චතුහ පායේහි ච විප්පමුත්තෝ චචාබිඨානානි අභබ්බෝ කාතුං ඉදම්පි සංඝේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති කිංචාපි සෝ කම්මං කරෝති පාපකං කායේන වාචා උදචේතසාවා අභබ්බෝසෝ තස්ස පටිච්චාදාය අභබ්බතා දිට්ඨ පදස්ස බුත්තා ඉදම්පි සංඝේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු වනප්පගම්වේ යතා පුස්සිතග්ගේ ගිම්හානමාසේ පඨමස්මින් ගිම්හේ තතපමං ධම්මවරං අදේසයි නිබ්බානගාමින් පරමං හිතාය ඉදම්පි බුද්ධේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු වරෝ වරඤ්ඤෝ වරදෝ වරහරු අනුත්තරෝ ධම්මවරං අදේසයි ඉදම්පි බුද්ධේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු කීනං පුරාණං නවං නත්ති සම්භවං විරත්ත චිත්තා ආයතිකේ භවස්මින් තේ කීන බීජා අවිරුල්හිච්ඡන්ද නිබ්බන්ති දීරා යතහායං පදීපෝ idampi sanghe ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu yani dabutani samagatani pummani vayani ve antalikhe tathagatam deva manussa pujitam buddhang namassama suvatti hotu yani dabutani samagatani pummani vayani ve antalikhe tathagatam deva manussa pujitam dhammang namassama suvatti hotu yani dabutani samagatani pummani vayani ve antalikhe tathagatam deva manussa pujitam sanghang namassama suvatti hotu etena sacca vajjena dukkha upasamentu-te etena sacca vajjena bhaya upasamentu-te etena sacca vajjena roga upasamentu-te karaniya matta kusalena yantang santang padang abhisamecca sakko ujuca sujuca suvaco cassa muduanatimani santussako-ca subaroca appakicco-ca sallahuka butti santindriyo-ca nipako-ca appagabbo kulesu ananugiddo naca kuddhang samacare kinci yena viñño pare upavadeyung sukhino vakemino hontu sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta yeke cipana bhutatti tasavatavarava anavasesa digavaye mahantava majjhima rassakanuktula ditthavayeva additta yeca dure vasanti avidure bhutava sambhavesiva sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta naparo parang nikubbeta nati manyeta katta cinang kanci vyarosana patiga sanya nanya manyassa dukkha miccaya mata yataniyang puttang ayusa eka putta manurakke evampi sabba bhutesu manasang bhavaye aparimanang mettanca sabba lokasming manasang bhavaye aparimanang uddhang adoca tiriyanca asambadang averang asapattang tittang carang nesenno va sayano va yavatassa vigata middo etang sating aditteya brahmametang viharang idamahu dittinca anupagamma silava dassanena sampanno kamesu vineyya gedang nahi jatu gabba punareti etena sacca vajjena hotu te jaya mangalang etena sacca vajjena hotu te jaya mangalang etena sacca vajjena hotu te jaya mangalang ජයාසනගතා වීරා ජෙත්වා මාරං සවාහිනින් චතුසච්චාමතර සංයේපි විංසු නරා සභා තන්හං කරාදයෝ බුද්ධා අට්ඨවී සතිනායකා සබ්බේ පතිට්ඨිතා තුයිහං මත්තකේතේ මුනිස්සරා සිරේ පතිට්ඨිතා බුද්ධා ධම්මෝ ච තව ලෝචනේ සංඝෝ පතිට්ඨිතෝ තුයිහං උරේ සබ්බ ගුණාකරෝ හදයේ අනුරුද්ධෝ ච සාරිපුත්තෝ ච දක්ඛිනේ කොණ්ඩඤ්ඤෝ පිට්ටි භාගස්මින් මොග්ගල්ලානෝ සිවාමකේ දක්ඛිනේ සවනේ තුයිහං ආහුං ආනන්ද රාහුලා කස්සපෝ ච මහානාමෝ උභෝසුං වාමසෝතකේ කේසන්තේ පිට්ටි භාගස්මින් සුරියෝ වියපබංකරෝ නිසින්නෝ සිරි සම්පන්නෝ සෝභිතෝ මුනි පුංගවෝ කුමාර කස්සපෝ නාම මහේසී චිත්‍රවාදකෝ සෝතුයිහං වදනේ නිච්ඡං පතිට්ඨාසි ගුණාකරෝ පුන්නෝ අංගුලිමාලෝච උපාලී නන්ද සීවලී තේරා පංච ඉමේ ජාත ලලාටේ තිලකා තව සේසාසීති මහතේරා විජිතා ජින සාවකා ජලන්තා සීල තේජේන අංගමංගේසු සම්ටිතා රතනං පුරතෝ ආසි දක්ඛිනේ මෙත්ත සුත්තකං තජග්ගං පච්චතෝ ආසි වාමේ අංගුලිමාලකං කන්දමෝර පරිත්තංච ආටානාටිය සුත්තකං ආකාසච්ච දනං ආසි සේසාපාකාර සංයිතා ජිනානා බල සංයුත්තේ ධම්මපාකාර ලංකතේ වසතෝ තේ චතුකිච්චේන සදා සම්බුද්ධ පංජරේ වාත පිත්තාදි සංජාතා බාහිරජ්ජත් පද්දවා අසේසා විලයං යන්තු අනන්ත ගුණ තේජසා ජින පංජර මජ්ජට්ඨං විහරන්තං මහීතලේ සදා පාලෙන්තු ත්වං සබ්බේ තේ මහා පුරිසා සභා ඉච්ඡේව මච්ඡන්ත කතෝ සුරක්ඛෝ ජිනානුභාවේන ජිතුපපද්දවෝ බුද්ධානුභාවේන හතාරි සංඝෝ චරාහි සද්ධම්මනුභාව පාලිතෝ ඉච්ඡේව මච්ඡන්ත කතෝ සුරක්ඛෝ ජිනානුභාවේන ජිතුපපද්දවෝ ධම්මානුභාවේන හතාරි සංඝෝ චරාහි සද්ධම්මනුභාව පාලිතෝ ඉච්ඡේව මච්ඡන්ත කතෝ සුරක්ඛෝ ජිනානුභාවේන ජිතුපපන්දවෝ සංඝානුභාවේන හතාරි සංඝෝ චරාහි සද්ධම්මනුභාව පාලිතෝ සද්ධම්මපාකාර පරික්ඛිතෝසි අට්ඨාරියා අට්ඨ දිසාසු හොන්ති එත්තන්තරේ අට්ඨනාතා භවಂತಿ උද්දං විතානං වජිනාටිතාතේ බින්දන්තෝ මාරසේනං තව සිරසිටිතෝ බෝධිමාරුය්‍ය සත්තා මොග්ගල්ලානෝ සිවාමි වසති බුජතටේ දක්ඛිනේ සාරිපුත්තෝ ධම්මෝ මජ්ජේ උරස්මින් විහෙරති භවතෝ මොක්ඛතෝ මෝරයෝනින් සම්පත්තෝ බෝධිසත්ත්වෝ charana yugagato bhanuloke kanato sabbava mangalam pandava dunnimittam sabbiti rogaga dosamasesa ninda sabbantaraya bhayadusupinam akantam buddhanubhava pavarena payatu nasam sabbava mangalam pandava dunnimittam sabbiti rogaga dosamasesa ninda sabbantaraya bhayadusupinam akantam dhammanubhava pavarena payatu nasam sabbava mangalam pandava dunnimittam sabbiti rogaga dosamasesa ninda sabbantaraya bhayadusupinam akantam sanghanubhava pavarena payatu nasam nakkatayakka bhutanam papagga nivarana parittasanubhavena hantu te samupandave devo vassatu kalena sassa sampatti hetu ca pito bhavatu loko ca raja bhavatu dhammiko akasatta ca bummatta devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva cirang rakkantu loka sasanang akasatta ca bummatta devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva cirang rakkantu dhammadesanang akasatta ca bummatta devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva cirang rakkantu mang paranti. Sadhu, sadhu. May the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha embodied in the chanting, may the compassion of the Buddha embodied in the chanting be conducive for your well-being, for your loved ones' well-being. May you stay safe and be blessed with good health. May all your loved ones also be blessed with good health. And if you had dedicated this to everyone or anyone in your thoughts, we wish them good health and happiness. May all their righteous aspirations also be fulfilled. And we also bless our sponsors today, Mrs. Nandini Tadani and Amma and children, Chamari, Mohan and Guy, as well as in-laws and grandchildren. So the intention is to not just bless the family and loved ones with good health and happiness and success and prosperity, but also to bless Nandini Tadani Amma, who is celebrating her birthday today. So we wish her every happiness. May many happy returns of the day. May the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha be upon you for your well-being, good health and happiness. We also bless. We join Kalyani, who is from California and is also present here at the Vihara with the sponsors. We bless her children, Ritma, Kavisha and Pasindu, who are abroad. May they be blessed with good health. May they be blessed with every happiness. May they never ever encounter any mishaps, and may they progress and be successful in life. And may also Mrs. Kalyani enjoy good health and happiness. May all her righteous aspirations also be fulfilled. With such righteous intention, we say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. If you have just joined us, we go live at 6:30 every day during this rains retreat to sharing with you our religious worship. And we take the time to not just worship the Buddha and chant, but also to meditate and listen to a short continued reflection of the Dhamma. So let us now prepare ourselves for meditation. If you are happy with the way you are sitting, please do so by be prepared for meditation. All you have to do is to have your back straight and eyes gently closed. So once you have Finalize your posture, make a determination not to move. Now observe your posture, the way you have been sitting, without any judgment. Just observe the way the body is at the moment. Upright, balanced head, balanced body. If you're sitting, your body is bent at hips and knees. If you're lying down, observe your structure as it is. No judgment, just observe the body, head to toe. Now be mindful of anyone who is sitting besides you, whilst appreciating their support with gratitude. Also be mindful of your surrounding, where you are. Now come back to yourself. This time, take a moment to observe the peace and calmness in your body. At the time, you're always looking for things, being fidgety, wanting things. Now we have set aside our duties for the evening and committed yourself so you are peaceful, you are calm, no rush. So there is absence of movement in the body. Your mind is also peaceful, calm, not necessarily looking for things to entertain your senses. Now bring your attention to your breathing. So in that statue-like body, one thing is taking place without your effort is breathing. As a doorkeeper, watching people go in and out, just stay at your nostrils, edge of your nostrils, and watch the breath go in and out from your nostrils. Breathing in, breathing out. Engage in that mindful breathing for a while. Now let us focus on metta. As you know, as regular participants, metta is loosely translated as loving kindness. It's that benevolent attitude, well-being attitude, which surpasses every barriers. It should. Where there is metta, there is no jealousy. Where there is metta, there is kindness, caring attitude. So there is no disappointment. Where there is metta, we learn to accept without any judgment. Where there is metta, there is no condition. We don't lay out conditions to filter our interactions, speech, or even thinking. So that's why it's unconditional loving kindness. It transcends every moment, every person. You don't limit it to one person. So there is no dissatisfaction or disappointment through behaviors of others, because we learn how to accept and learn how to attend to that with wisdom rather than emotions. Out of kindness, we then take a step to develop compassion. So we are that source of happiness to everyone, not just to your loved ones. If you do that, it becomes contractual. You only care because you associate or you love the person. A genuine loving kindness cannot be partial. You cannot care for someone 50%. That's why the Buddha said in the Metta Sutta, as much as a parent loves her only child, Mata Yata Niyang Buddha, without any conditions. And that includes challenging moments of people. Where there is metta, there will be no challenging moments. Because you are always living with happiness, there will be no hardship in your own body and mind. The kindness overrides everything. It will not allow any moment or any times of worries, impatience. So loving kindness is the base of everything, spiritual development. So with that short reflection, take these lines not as mantra, but just to think in what moments and areas in life we can apply it. And when we recall some association or relationships, bring few to your thoughts and wish them the same as yourself. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May I be blessed with good health. May no harm come to me. May no problems come to me. May no difficulties come to me. May I always meet with success. May I also have the patience, courage, and determination to meet and overcome difficulties in life. You don't have to bring all to your thoughts, but some could be parents, your grandparents, if you're married, husband, wife, or your partner, children, grandchildren, brothers, sisters, in-laws, other family members, cousins, nephews and nieces. So bring some to your thoughts. Observe their happy faces, moments. So bring some friends to your thoughts as well, your colleagues at work, and even maybe your neighbors. May they all be well, happy and peaceful. May they all be blessed with good health. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they also have the patience, courage and determination to meet and overcome difficulties in life. May they be free from pain and suffering. May all living beings be well, happy and peaceful. May all living beings be free from pain and suffering. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May I be free from pain and suffering. Meditation and breathe. So thank you for joining with us so far. So this is a time for a short reflection on mindfulness, as I mentioned yesterday. So for those who are not familiar with what we have been talking throughout, just a quick recap. We have been reflecting on aspects or areas or even teachings of the Buddha from the Dhammadesanna Sutta, the first sermon of the Buddha. And we have been reflecting on the teachings step by step, and we have come to the Eightfold Path. So the Buddha addressed the renouncers or the Pabbajitas or the bhikkhus, his 5 friends, as bhikkhus at that moment, and he straight away tells them that there are some extremes we engage in which we should avoid and take the middle path. And whilst explaining the middle path, the Buddha lays out the Eightfold Path, which includes 8 aspects or 8 elements to follow, practices or steps to follow. Now they are not gradual steps, 1, 2, 3, 4. They should be practiced all in one go wherever possible. So before that, obviously explaining that, the Buddha then talks about the Four Noble Truths and starts off his explanation with human experience of suffering and the truth of suffering. So as I mentioned every time, it is not your suffering. Such suffering can be to everyone. So therefore, such as universal ones, birth, aging, illness, death, and so on. So they are very temporal, but they are. It's universal. It's not Asian or British, or when someone dies, for example, the pain is felt the same by any person. So therefore, it is the truth of suffering, and there is a cause to the truth of suffering. Some suffering, or most of the suffering, are sometimes because of the conditioned state of our minds. So therefore, Yampit Chang Nalabati, which is why we are always ending up with dissatisfied moments. The birth, aging, they are very temporal and they are sometimes personal, whereas the conditioned suffering is sometimes in our own hands. And that is why the moment of mindfulness that I want to talk relates to, which we will be discussing in a few minutes. And there is the craving that actually makes us suffer, the desire or the pursuit of sensory happiness or happiness through sensory experiences, kama tanha. And once you hook onto something, we then would like for it to continue, which is bhava tanha. Some dissatisfied moments to be removed or to be away from them. When we develop vibhava tanha, we don't like certain experiences, we don't like certain moments, and we wish that they discontinue from our encounters or experiences. And then there is a moment of this unconditioned moment, which is nibbana, when we are able to renounce ourselves from the engagement or the analytical judgment that we make throughout chago, patinissaggo, renouncing your moments in that particular experience. And then we started to explain, and the Buddha started to explain the Eightfold Path, and we looked into wisdom area, which once you have right view, it's easy to develop right intention, which is the ability to renounce from the engagement or the desires, or even the bhavatana and vibhavatana, those craving for existence or craving for non-existence. So you can renounce, because even when you look at the effort which has been explaining recently, we are talking about the 5 hindrances. The first one is kama chanda and vyapada, which is again sensory experience, and which is looking for pleasure through sensory experiences, always wanting to see, hear, smell, touch, and feel the things that we like. And again, the ill will arises sometimes because we sometimes encounter. So vyapada, hatred, or even ill will, that we want to cause harm. So therefore, samma sankappa is quite important practice at the very beginning, to think about the ability to disconnect from the harmful thoughts or harmful ideas, whether it is to yourself or whether it is to someone else. So we don't engage in something harmful. So therefore you can see why Attakila Yoga is quite something that we always need to think. If there are some harmful practices or ways of engagement we do, although it is once in a while, we have to start thinking that it is not the right thing to do. With such intention, when that is practiced properly, it makes us practice our 5 precepts quite properly. We learn how to free ourselves from greed and anger, which are the roots or unwholesome roots for the 5 precepts to break. And as I mentioned some days ago, the Buddha did not forget about the livelihood, your source of income. How skillful can you be? How wholesome are your acts and are your source of income? And therefore, that is quite something to think about, because when you have the greed and hate dominant in your mind, there are sometimes engagements which we might have by hook or crook. You want to profit, and that might not be skillful, and that will then distract you from your key focus of attention. So then we jumped, when we went into the samadhi section or concentration, which is now what we are talking. So there are 4 types of effort, and we have explained we should be mindful and we should try to avoid any unarisen, unwholesome thoughts. So if you have not done anything bad, if you have not done anything bad and you know that it is bad, never ever allow it to arise. Now remember this, never allow it to arise in your mind. So that's why I said yesterday, mindfulness is quite important. It is very important for you to be mindful. When you see something, if there's no anger now, but when you see something you don't like, then anger starts arising. But if you're mindful, then anger will not arise. So we are abstaining from letting unarisen, unwholesome thoughts and even unwholesome, or in the Satyavidvanga Sutta, even the papa word is used, so evil acts. So if you have not done something wrong, never ever do it. And I give you a small example. You know fire burns. There's no point trying to test whether fire burns by touching it. So don't let unwholesome things arise in your mind whatsoever. That is the first effort that we have to do in the spiritual practice. Then, if there are some things that you know by reflection and by guidance or by being taught that if something is wrong, so never try to make mistakes. Don't continue your mistakes. Learn how to correct yourself. So it's like when you fall into a hole, there's no point staying in the hole. So you need to learn how to get out of it. There's no point staying in the dark. Learn how to get into the light, wisdom. So learn how to abstain or remove what is already in your thoughts and minds. Again, for it to actually exist, we have to be mindful to see that it is coming in your to see that it's there. So if you are greedy, if you're angry, if you are if you have other emotions sometimes, if you see it, then you can remove it. So yesterday we reflected on the aspect of how looking at the positive sense. If you know that you haven't done anything good, you need to learn how to kickstart that. You need to learn how to initiate the goodness. There's no point saying, "Oh, that's a really good thing to do," but not doing it by yourself. You know that it's a good thing. So if you know that, say for example, certain acts are important to do, learn how to do it. And when it comes into wholesome states of mind, kusala chittas, there are thoughts that arise, or there are thoughts that we need to, or there are some aspects of enlightenment we need to develop. So I referred to Sati Sambojjhang yesterday. If you are to think of enlightenment, if you are to think of your samsara to shorten, then you need to learn the first aspect or first factor of the enlightenment is sati. So in the Bojjhanga Suttas, we chant that Sati Sambojjhanga. So you need to actually see that mindfulness is quite an important aspect in your spiritual practice. So again, why is it important? Because if you see something, if you hear something, if you are engaging something, we actually sometimes are not mindful that what you see is just a very sort of simple, or maybe even like a very short moment of sight. You are actually literally visiting your memory, your perception, to try to identify what it is and make a judgment. So when you see a flower, for example, you have in your mind an ideal flower which is the best to yourself. And it might not be the same to another person. So therefore, it is your perception that you actually visited. And when you visit your perception, when you use that perception, we are actually literally not thinking of or even engaging with what the flower that you have seen, you're engaging with your thoughts. So we have to be mindful, because we will be using those thoughts to justify what you see is good or bad, what you see is what you like or dislike. And if you're not mindful, you have then been washed away habitually with that tendency to use the perception to actually judge what you encounter. It can be your seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and so on. So you can see that when there is a priority given to sensual desires, then it is the greed or it is the passion that actually motivates you to actually do something different, or do something to engage with it in a very different way, what you have seen. So you have perception, you have your sensual desires, your lobha, and then you start engaging or developing unwholesome thoughts. So you have to be very mindful to actually develop this mindfulness. You have to be alert to develop this awareness skills. And when that is present, the fourth one, which is said today, Uppannānaṁ kusalānaṁ dhammānaṁ thitiya asammosāya piyo bhāvāya vepullāya bhāvanāya paripurya chandam janiti. Now, if you see the benefit of this mindfulness, then it is quite important to see why it is important to continue to develop that mindfulness. Remember, it is not concentration we are talking about, it is that mindfulness. If you see the benefit, then you need to learn how to maintain it, piyo bhavaya, to actually to grow in it, to actually increase the moments of mindfulness. And it is not for 1 second, it should be for 24 hours. That mindfulness is what actually saves you from not engaging in wrong acts or not engaging in unskillful moments. So when you look at kusala, akusala, mindfulness is what saves you from, or what stops you from actually inclining to unwholesome akusala moments. So therefore, we need to maintain the sati. And once you have sati, then you start investigating the reality, the truth. You start thinking about the positive sense. You start thinking of how to actually develop the good that you have been doing. Otherwise, the tendency is always to go into the dark, always go into your comfort zone, always go into your habitual patterns, rather than actually taking a step to increase or to progress from darkness to light or light to light. That is the progress points we have to see. And that is quite iterated into this fourth type of effort the Buddha actually wanted us to think about. So it is not just about Sangvara Pradhana, but it is about having the courage. So because even to Biyo Bhavaya Vepullaya, we have to have Chandang Janeti. We have to have the will to continue to maintain that. As much as we try, it's very difficult for us to sometimes maintain a good behavior, and that's why mindfulness is quite important, to maintain that good behavior. Maintain the behavior as such that whatever it is, whether it is physical or whether it is verbal, whether it is even mental thinking, we really need to have an effort. So therefore, as soon as something negative arises, we learn how to therefore ignore it as soon as possible. If possible, if you're mindful, you will not even get contaminated by that sight or even the encounters of your five. So the concept here is Anurakkhana Padhana. So you have to secure mindfulness. You have to safeguard mindfulness. So you have to actually treasure mindfulness to start off with. And when you treasure, when you safeguard, nothing is going to actually touch you. And when I mean by that, it will be easy to achieve a state of asankhata. Your mind is not going to shake. So Chittang Yasana Kampati is what actually we learn in the Mangala Sutta. The ultimate practice of Buddhism is to develop that upekha moment. Chittang Yasana Kampati. Don't let anything shake your mind. There are incidents, there are events in life. Let it not shake your mind. And then Asokam Virajam Kema. So if you want to achieve that state of uncontaminated moment, then you have to safeguard mindfulness. You have to actually protect mindfulness. That means you have to be mindful throughout, day in, day out, not just when you sit down for 5, 10, 15 minutes of meditation. Learn how to bring mindfulness to your day-to-day activities. Then you will not... so that's why you can see where there is this purification of the mind, such as the Samma Vayama, Samma Sati, Samma Samadhi, right effort is at the forefront, and then it will help you to develop also mindfulness and concentration, which we are going to touch from tomorrow. So thank you for joining with us so far. We have gone 10 minutes beyond our usual time, but it is a reflection that we have been continuing. So we hope, if you want to catch up with our previous reflection, please do go to our recordings available in Facebook and YouTube. Otherwise, you can continue to join us throughout every day, so that you can listen to about 15 minutes of short reflection on the Dhammacakkappawаттha Sutta and the key teachings of the Buddha. So to come to a close of today's program, we would like to do Punyanmodana. So we have been engaging in religious worship, chanting, meditation, and short Dhamma reflection, listening to Dhamma reflection. So Dhammasavana, Dhammadana, so Dana, Sila, Bhavana, all merit accumulated through those means. May Mrs. Nandini Tadani Amma, who is celebrating her birthday, receive every blessing, especially with good health and happiness throughout, and children and relatives and grandchildren, may they all also be well, happy and peaceful. And we also especially remembering Ritma, Kavisha and Pasindu, may they also be blessed with good health, may they receive our blessings, and may they be happy, may they be successful in every step in life. And may you as participants also be well, happy and peaceful. May all your righteous aspirations be fulfilled, but most importantly, may you be blessed with good health and happiness. With such righteous intention, we say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So enjoy the rest of the evening. Stay safe, take care. Have a very good evening and good night. See you tomorrow at 6:30. Bye-bye.